What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another video on this channel. Today is the WWE Talk Cam channel. Today I'm debuting a new series. Now, this is probably going to be one of those series that I do once and I'm like, that was shit, I never do again. But hopefully I will be able to, and if this series, for the first couple of weeks, probably won't have anybody on it. But, you know, perhaps I can have a couple of guests on it here and there, each and every week, just to kind of spice it up. Essentially, what this will be is it will be a sort of review of the week in WWE. So we'll be reviewing NXT, SmackDown, Raw, possibly if there's been anything else like the King of the Ring tournament this week. Obviously we'll be talking about that, and then just talking about general sort ofness of what's going on, where I think things are going, where I want things to go, etc. What I'm not happy about, what I am happy about. If it's a pay-per-view week, then I probably won't do one, if that makes sense, because obviously it will be uploaded Sunday. So it would kind of be the same day as the pay-per-view predictions and stuff have gone up. Now, I've got an apology to make before I get into this video. I've got a few. Apologies about not uploading the Extreme Rules predictions. I didn't actually film it. I didn't do it. I wasn't really that hyped for Extreme Rules. I watched it, but I wasn't really that hyped for it, and kind of rightfully so. I did actually do a review to Extreme Rules. I thought I'd uploaded it, and I hadn't. So apologies, big review. I'll talk
a bit about Extreme Rules in this video as well. By the way, on this series, I'll also be doing match of the week, etc., a moment of the week or something like that. So, you know, the ideas will trickle in throughout the series, so hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I'm aiming for something like, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour per video, just something that you can put on the background, listen to while you're doing whatever, while you're playing WWE 2K15, or while you're just sort of chilling around, doing something else. So yeah, if you can hear anything in the background, the bath's running, just typical, just as soon as I fucking do this video. But yeah, what was I saying? Essentially, what the hell was I saying? Yeah, so I thought I'd upload the Extreme Rules review, and I hadn't. What a twat. I didn't upload the Raw review for the simple fact that Raw was so shit that I just didn't feel like reviewing it. And it's difficult to review a Raw that's so shit, because all I do is I come on here and I rant, and then sometimes you need a good rant. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's fun. That fucking noise in the background pissed me off. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But I just didn't feel like it. And Raw reviews will be sporadic. If I feel like doing a Raw review, I will do one. If I don't, I don't. It ultimately depends on how the Raw is. Now, Raw wasn't too bad, but it just was not too great. And for the first time since as long as I can remember, really, SmackDown completely and utterly beat Monday Night Raw for me as a viewer. Enjoyment this year. That is pissing me off. You better fucking stop running the bath soon, because I'm going to scream, because that is getting on my tits. So yeah, essentially we're going to start with Extreme Rules. I'll just quickly talk about that now. So yeah, Extreme Rules for me was an absolute disaster. It really was bad. It was just terrible. I enjoyed there was one match I enjoyed. Well, there's a couple of matches I enjoyed. Really enjoyed the Roman Reigns Big Show match. That, for me, was match of the night. God's sake, that's so fucking loud. God and benefits. You probably won't be able to hear it. I hope you can't. But anyway, I fucking can. So yeah, that was match of the night for me, which was a surprise, because going into it, I thought that was going to be the worst match of the night. Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, never really got into it. It was slow to begin with. The ending was alright, but it had a lot to do with Kane and not the championship. And I always knew Seth Rollins was going to win, so it kind of took away the unpredictableness. I liked the bit where Randy Orton kind of hit the pedigree. From then on, it kind of picked up. The, you know, Dolph Ziggler Sheamus thing, the ending was just wrong. It was just weird. It was just a bit cringy, really. And it went on for miles too long. The Russian Chain match did not live up to expectations. The Divas match was poor, and the outcome I didn't agree with. The Tag Team Championship match, that was good. Bad News Barrett Neville, that was good. And I might have missed off a couple of other matches. Dean Ambrose, Luke Harper, that was alright. I didn't like the whole going out of the thing and fighting in Chicago thing. That for me wasn't good. I didn't buy into that, really. So yeah, that was essentially that for Extreme Rules. A poor show, which led to Raw, meaning that Raw had to kind of rebirth things and get me excited for Payback. Did it do that? It kind of did in one respect. It kind of didn't in another respect. The triple threat match that is at Payback, I'm looking forward to. Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins will win. But I never know. You just don't know. But triple threat matches are always good in regards to with these three men. I think the last triple threat match that was a good triple threat match, or the last triple threat match I can really remember, for any significance really in the main roster, especially obviously NXT has been triple threats, but is that Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Seth Rollins at Royal Rumble, which was phenomenal. So if there's anything half as good as that, it's going to be fucking good. So yeah, essentially, I'm not going to talk too much about the show. Raw just dragged on for me. It really did. The opening segment was alright. I'm trying to think of the other matches. We had the King of the Ring tournament start. I'll do a lot about the King of the Ring tournament in a second after I've done this sort of Raw sort of thingy. I didn't get a lot of the segments. I didn't really understand the point of them. The Ryback Bray Wyatt thing, that was good, but it was predictable. But that, that feud, I don't know about it. I'm still sceptical. It's either going to work or it's not going to work. And the reason I say that is because whether Ryback style, will work with Bray Wyatt, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's one of those feuds it feels going to last a couple of pay-per-views, and it's going to probably run over till sort of SummerSlam time. So yeah, that's something that is possibly to look forward to. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm just not really pumped for it yet. I love Bray Wyatt. I'm just not sure whether Ryback is the way to go with Bray Wyatt at the moment, and both of them really need a win in a feud. So for me, Bray Wyatt needs it more, but I would say a lot of people probably say Bray Wyatt, that fucking hell, Ryback needs it more. So yeah, a lot of what happened on Raw was kind of to do with the King of the Ring. They were the matches, but everything else kind of felt really bad. We obviously the Damien Sandow thing, that was kind of interesting. But yeah, a lot of it was the King of the Ring tournament. It wasn't too bad, but it just wasn't that good. It was an alright Raw. It was nothing that special. It was just kind of a thing. That's the only way I can really describe it. So yeah, there wasn't anything really to stand out from that match. But we will now talk about from the Raw. It was kind of quite a poor show, to be honest. It wasn't shit, but it was kind of meh, like that. But anyway, talk about the King of the Ring tournament. Now, I was sceptical of why why R-Truth was in it. And then I was shocked when he won the match on Raw to go into the semi-finals. So, R-Truth beat Stardust to advance. Sheamus beat... Who the fuck did he beat? Dean Ambrose to advance after a Dolph Ziggler distraction. That feud looks like it's continuing. That's good because I like that feud. Dolph Ziggler beat... Fucking hell. Was it Luke Harper? I think it was Luke Harper. No, it wasn't. That was Adrian Neville who beat him. Who the fucking earth did Dolph Ziggler beat? No, he didn't. Well, essentially, the semi-final was Bad News Barrett, Sheamus. No, Dolph Ziggler lost, didn't he? Dolph Ziggler lost to Bad News Barrett. What a dick. So the semi-final was Bad News Barrett, Adrian Neville. Sorry, it wasn't. It was Bad News Barrett, Sheamus? No, it weren't. Oh, for fuck's sake. It was Sheamus Neville, semi-final, and it was Bad News Barrett R-Truth. Bad News Barrett won to go to the final. Neville won to go to the final, essentially. The matches up until that point were quite good. The semi-final matches were very good. Dean Ambrose thing he won on Raw was good. And the final was good, and Bad News Barrett won. Fantastic for his career. I do feel as if though Neville deserved to win it. Well, not deserved to win it. I think it would have been the right move to give it to Adrian Neville. But they gave it to Bad News Barrett, which I'm not disappointed about because I love them both, really. And Neville has been phenomenal, really. Neville has been an absolutely phenomenal start to his main roster career. He's made a phenomenal start, and he's got more momentum at the moment. He's more over than many superstars on that roster. I'm not saying he's going to go to the main event, but certainly he looks like one of those legitimate, and I was thinking about this the other day, who is a legitimate candidate to take the title of Daniel Bryan. Obviously he may have to give it up, but more importantly John Cena. Now, do I think John Cena's going to give out the title now or next month? No, but in the near future when John Cena has to give it up, who is somebody who should legitimately beat John Cena for that title? Somebody like Adrian Neville, for me, is somebody who could be and could fit that bill. And don't be surprised if this guy answers one of John Cena's open challenges in the next few weeks. So I'm going to see that happening, and obviously to lose an effect. Payback though, forgot to mention that. John Cena, Rusev, I Quit match. John Cena's obviously going to win. I'm looking forward to the I Quit match. But I kind of wish they'd ended this feud, but there we go. Rolls into a fourth pay-per-view, remarkably. So yeah, And it all started. Where did it all start? It start Fastlane. Actually, no, it did. Hang on. Did they face each other at Fastlane? Yes, they did, didn't they? It all started at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, it all started at the Royal Rumble. They faced each other at Fastlane. They faced each other at WrestleMania. They faced each other at Machine Royals, and it's now Payback where they're going to face each other for the 4th time. And this will surely be the end of this feud. Jesus Christ! But as a review, and in summary, the King of the Ring tournament was pretty good in the most part. I don't think R-Truth necessarily should have been in it. I think they could have put it all into one show and into one night, because that's what King of the Ring always used to be. But it brought it back. It does something for Bad News Barrett, I suppose, for his career. I'm happy he won. I'd have been happier probably if Neville would have won. But I think it was either one of them two I wanted to win when I saw the list at the start. The only other one I could think of was like Adolf Ziggler or Dean Ambrose. But yeah, for me, the right sort of person won for me, and the final was kind of the right decision. So yeah, I actually enjoyed the King of the Ring tournament more than I actually enjoyed Monday Night Raw. We then went on to SmackDown. Now, SmackDown was the best SmackDown. Actually, no, sorry. We went on to NXT, which I actually watched after I watched SmackDown. That doesn't make any fucking sense. But, you know, what can you do? But essentially, I'm trying to think what happened on NXT. I enjoyed it. And I know NXT this week probably wasn't greatest, and there were some people moaning about some stuff. But, you know, I just enjoyed the show, really. I really did. I thought it was a really good show. That's not what it was. I'm trying to think what happened, because I can't get the fucking results up, can I? All I do know is that TakeOver, it is Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn for the NXT Championship. That is going to be unbelievable. That could be match of the year right there. And then we've got a number one contenders triple threat match. Holy shit, it's amazing. Finn Balor, Hideo Itami, and Tyler Breeze. That is going to be absolutely extraordinary. NXT for me was fantastic. I'm just trying to think what actually happened on it. Oh my god, the first segment, Kevin Owens versus... Not Kevin Owens, just the Kevin Owens segment. Wow, was that a great way to start NXT? And why did WWE not use these sort of shortish 10-minute segments to open the shows for Raw and SmackDown? It would make the show so much better. That was one of the things that happened on Thingy. We then had a non-title. I love Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy. Big Cass. Fucking love this team. I know they're not great in the ring, but they're just so brilliant. I love them to bits. They're like, literally, I'm the number one fan at the moment. We then had Dana Brooks versus Bayley. I just love the way they build storylines with the diva or the women, and the women are treated fairly. They're treated with respect, and they're given as much time, and they're as good. And you buy into their stories as much as you buy into the men's stories, and you know their main event shows every so often. We then had Hideo Itami versus Adam Rose. Don't know why Hideo Itami squashed Adam Rose. I really don't know, but there we go. They had Becky Lynch versus Sarah Dawson or whatever her name is. I like Becky Lynch. I don't know whether she's the right person. I don't think it's ready yet for her to take off Sasha Banks. But I do like Becky Lynch from Ireland as well. We then had Sami Zayn versus Alex Riley to end the show. It wasn't a fantastic match, but Kevin Owens got involved, caused a disqualification. It was clever writing to get Alex Riley off the show, etc. And it's a good way to end the show, and a good NXT, to be honest. And at the moment, if I had to rank the shows this week, at the moment, NXT's top, King of the Ring second, and third is Monday Night Raw. Where would SmackDown come in on them four? And it's very difficult to take show of the week and show of the week. I don't know whether I'd give it to SmackDown or I'd give it to NXT. I'd have to give it to SmackDown, really. SmackDown was very, very, very good. It was 10 times better than Monday Night Raw. We have Roman Reigns versus Kane. It wasn't you think to yourself, oh my god. But it wasn't actually that much of a bad match. And the opening segment really set the scene for SmackDown. It just started SmackDown off on a good thing. It didn't mean that we had a tag team main event again. We didn't get that tag team main event again. We got a kind of unique start to SmackDown. We got the whole backstage thing. We then got Roman Reigns, got a little promo. And the match, a singles match main event for the first time in SmackDown in a donkey's long. But yeah, Roman Reigns came as an okay match. It's not match of the week. I'll do that in a second. Damien Sandow versus Curtis Axel was a bit too short, but it was a good match. And I like the new Damien Sandow at the moment. I love the fact that he got back to Damien Sandow. It's a shame they didn't capitalise on that Miz-Damien Sandow feud, but they fucked up. Where Damien Sandow goes from now, I don't know. Whether this character, whether he's got enough about him to last, much more than a month before people start sort of turning off? I don't know. I still think the intellectual saviour of the masses is possibly better. But I loved his promo on Raw. Was it SmackDown? SmackDown or Raw? I can't remember. I think it was actually SmackDown. One of the two, he cut a really heartfelt promo, and I really enjoyed that. We then had Ryback versus Luke Harper. It was a good match. But, you know, Ryback, I'm just not convinced with him yet. I'm really not. Luke Harper made him look better than what Ryback actually was in this match, but Ryback won. Roman Reigns won the first match, we were wondering, and Damien Sandow won the other one. And then we had a tag team championship match, which was fantastic. I fucking love Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, and I love the fact that the New Day, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, they all work together, they mesh together so fantastically. I'm not buying into the New Day, I don't like them as tag team champions, but the end of the match was a bit kind of fucking annoying, but at the same time, it sets up another match between these two, possibly at Payback, which is going to be amazing. So yeah, it was a great match. Some of the stuff that Cesaro and Tyson Kidd pull off, Cesaro especially, is just amazing. It really is outstanding. The match itself got quite a lot of time as well on SmackDown. This show was just awesome. It really, really was. And I'm not even being horrible. Nothing really was bad about it, and that's very rare. You can never say that. Nikki Bella defeated Cameron. It wasn't a great match, but it was alright-ish. Cameron's not great in the ring, let's be honest. Move on. We then had a main event, Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose, and that was a lot. And what a night on SmackDown it was. I really fucking enjoyed SmackDown. Best SmackDown in a long, long time. It felt completely and utterly different. And like somebody said, or like I read somewhere, if they produce SmackDowns like this each and every week, when it moves to the USA Network in the United States and America next year, they will probably get similar ratings to Monday Night Raw, and they could even beat them, because SmackDowns like this, very, very good, and it shows what you could do with 2 hours on Monday Night Raw. Cut out the crap, not a particularly long opening segment, gets into a match, good little main event, good matches, tag championship match in there, divas get a little bit of time. It shows that 2 hours could be done on Raw, and you get shows like this. Don't know though, SmackDown was good. Show of the week. Match of the week from SmackDown, Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. It was close between the tag team championship match, but you got to give it to Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. Seth Rollins won. Right decision again. Although I love Dean Ambrose, it was the right decision to have World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins win. So yeah, just pipping match of the night there. Match of the week, sorry. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. If the ending would have been different for the tag team championship match, I probably would have picked that. So yeah, that was essentially the week kind of review, etc. of what it was that was good, what it was that was bad. Raws have to get better. There's no other way of saying it. Raws literally have to get better. If they literally at the moment they can't get a lot worse, but they literally do have to get better. I'm bored of these kind of crappy little shitty Raws. Because they are crap, they are shit, they are boring. And to sit through 3 hours of it is getting quite challenging. I will always watch Raw, even if I skim through it, which I don't like doing. I probably will always watch Raw. But it's getting to the point where it is hard to watch. They are hard to watch, they are boring, they drag, they're not that interesting. There's still a little bit too much of the old same old shit each and every fucking week. Which for me isn't necessary. I think that drastic changes need to be made? Do I think that we need to do this or we need to do that and we need to cut down Raw or we need to do a brand switch? I don't think anything drastic needs to be done. I think you look at the Raw after WrestleMania show. Now, obviously, that's got a lot on it anyway because it's the Raw after fucking WrestleMania show, but a show like that is something that you've got to look at as something that you can build on. They should have built on that, and they didn't. Obviously, bar the main event, that was a phenomenal show. The main event, though, just proves why Raw was so fucking bad before. But other than the main event, they got everything right for that show. So that proves they can do something right. It doesn't need to be spectacular. It doesn't need to be, extraordinary. But just allow some good matches. Allow time for matches to go. And allow storyline development. And don't give us the same old shitty matches every week. I'm talking your Big Show, your Roman Reigns, your Kane, your Roman Reigns. Them sort of matchups. Because we're bored of them. There's no other way of putting it. We are bored, sick to death of them. I know people that have stopped watching Raw. They're just completely and utterly stopped watching Raw now. I won't stop watching Raw because I can't stop watching it. Because I'm addicted to Raw, and if I don't watch it, I know it'll get better. So that's kind of saying watch it and then it, but you know what I mean? I don't want to not watch it. But it's so bad. It's painful to watch sometimes. It wasn't a terrible episode of Raw, don't get me wrong. But I didn't sit there and think, oh my god, I'm so entertained. I didn't think, oh my god, if this randomly deleted off the planner while I'm watching it, I'd cry about it. I really didn't. That Raw after WrestleMania, I went back and I watched that again. A good show, I'll go back and I'll rewatch moments. I'll rewatch matches. There's none of that. I think at the moment, what Raw's missing, what the WWE is missing, is Brock Lesnar, is Paul Heyman, is a kind of new... I don't know, there's something missing. I don't quite know what it is. They've got to start building up stars. I look at the fact that WrestleMania 32 next year, they're trying to sell it out. I knew you said one, that's why I went like that. So they're trying to sell it out. They're trying to break their record. They're trying to get 100 odd people there, 100 odd people, 100 odd thousand people there. They ain't going to do that at the moment. They're just not hyping shows. They're not doing it enough. Extreme Rules didn't deliver. Raw didn't deliver. NXT did, but it always does. SmackDown did. That's why this week isn't a complete disaster. King of the Ring was okay. It's absolutely disgusting. I can't believe we've just done that. But anyway. So yeah, they've got to start doing that. After WrestleMania, you get to... And it always takes a kind of boring run. Until it gets to SummerSlam, it'll start to pick up. But it can take a kind of backseat. It can take a sort of lower seat. But it still needs to be pretty good. And at the moment, it's kind of unwatchable. And I get what people are saying, that the creative after WrestleMania, they're kind of all depleted. They don't really know what to do. But fucking WrestleMania was built shit. The storylines were shit. The way they storylined it, the way they created it, the creative team done shit over WrestleMania. So if that was the best they had, I'm sorry, if they'd have done a fantastic hype, they'd have hyped us all up for WrestleMania 31, and WrestleMania 31 would have delivered like it did, then I would have said, okay, I can cope with a couple of months of it being kind of meh. But the fact is, the only thing that delivered in the WrestleMania 31 season was WrestleMania. Nothing else delivered. The build-up didn't. The pre-show, so the go-home show on Raw didn't deliver. The Raw after WrestleMania did until the main event, and then from the main event it was just like, right, now we're back to normal. We're now back to this shitty crap. Extreme Rules didn't deliver. Payback has to deliver. I am looking forward to that triple threat match. Do I realistically think Roman Reigns or Randy Orton can win? No. But I think it's going to be a good match. And I don't want particularly Roman Reigns or Randy Orton to win. I want Seth Rollins to regain. I want this to be a decent linked title reign. The problem at the moment is you've got John Cena, you've got Seth Rollins as champion, and anybody that knows anything knows that probably, realistically, they're not going to lose the title for the first couple of months. So that's difficult. That's kind of difficult to kind of buy into the storylines, particularly because you know that the outcome's pretty predictable. That's one of the things with Raw. Changing subjects, it's so predictable. It's the problem with the WWE at the moment. It's so fucking predictable. I'm not saying you have to have people returning here and there, but at least have some shocking winners in matches. I don't want to be going into a match knowing what's going to happen all the time. Sometimes, yes, you are going to know. Sometimes you are going to know the outcome of the match. But don't make it so obvious all the fucking time. That's kind of what I'm saying. I think Daniel Bryan situation, fingers crossed he doesn't have to retire. I feel like he's going to have to, kind of vacate, or they're going to have to vacate the Intercontinental Championship. He's going to have to give that up, which is a shame. It really, really is, because he done a lot to earn that. He done a lot to get that. Say he doesn't, though. I think, again, though, that's what we're missing at the moment. We're missing Daniel Bryan. We're missing their matches. We're missing that goodness. You know, I think what was good, the Royal Rumble sort of build-up was quite good, although we all felt that Roman Reigns was going to win. The Daniel Bryan Kane, the casket match on SmackDown, them sort of stuff were really good and really enjoyable. We're missing Daniel Bryan, we're missing that, we're missing Lesnar, we're missing Paul Heyman, we're missing some other stars, and the way certain superstars are being booked at the moment is really fucking hard to enjoy. Triple threat match should be good. They've got to hype this show up better than they did Extreme Rules, which they completely failed on. The show failed as well. And like I always say, if you hype up a show and you make people care about the matches, they can be not as good and people will still see them as good. Why? Because they're invested in the feud, they're invested in the storyline, they're invested in the outcome. And this is what I say about WrestleMania 31. If the build-up would have been better for WrestleMania 31, and it would have been a good build-up and we'd have been invested in more matches than we were, WrestleMania 31 would go down, no doubt about it, as one of the best WrestleManias ever. Some say it does already, but it would go down as one of the best, without a shadow of a doubt. But because we weren't really invested in a lot of the matches and the storylines, they were so good that you had to be, that you enjoyed the show, and the show is fantastic from a wrestling perspective. But because if we'd have been invested in them storylines, it would have made the whole show, so much better. So yeah, that's kind of what I think we're missing at the moment. I think we're kind of missing on Raw is them kind of good little matches that go on a couple of segments, and we're missing that type of thing. I think the tag team division is one of those things at the moment that is looking up in the WWE. The Lucha Dragons is something that we missed this week certainly on Raw. They kind of break up the show. I'd like to see Adrian Neville go into a legitimate feud with somebody. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see him get a bit more mic time. But essentially that is it for this week review. I could sit here and I could talk about stuff all bloody week until next week, really. But the next week's review, I will try to get some other people on it. I'll try and get my friend Harry on here because he knows what he's talking about. I'll try and get him onto it and see what he sort of says, and we'll have a kind of more of a discussion next week about the week in WWE. But I hope you have enjoyed the first show. This is kind of sort of a taster of what is to come, this sort of stuff is what will happen in the future. So if you do enjoy this video, and if you have enjoyed this kind of talk, this kind of random stuff, I've gone off topic, but that's the point, then please do leave it a like. If you're new around here, subscribe, and share the channel around. I really would appreciate it. As I say, apologies about the lack of uploads recently, but we are back now, and we're back for the long haul. I will be doing a lot more kind of videos like that Money in the Bank video I'd done the other week. I was trying to do them throughout the week, so I'm going to try and upload at least 3 videos a week on this channel if I can. That'll be including this series, hopefully a Raw review, and a couple of other videos as well, so maybe even 4 videos a week. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.